Welcome back to Time Lens. I am Akul and Nagendra. At the end of episode 5, you left us with quite a tease. Something about every hill in this series, something that changes how we see all of it.
This is the one, Akul. This is the episode that ties everything together. Since episode 1, I have been asking the same question without fully answering it.
Why are all these edicts in such remote, deserted places?
That exact question. Brahmagiri, empty farmland. Siddapura, fields nobody visits. Jatinga-Rameshwara, a hill that takes an hour to climb with no houses at the bottom.
And today you are going to answer it.
Today, the ASI guide answers it in his own words.
Let us set the scene again. Jatinga-Rameshwara, 3,469 feet. An hour of steep stone steps, cooks carrying food up daily, the Archaka climbing for puja.
All of that we covered in episode 3, but there was more on that hill. Something I mentioned only briefly back then. There is a structure up there, a mound, a monument, separate from the temples and the edict.
What kind of structure?
I asked the ASI guide exactly that, and his answer is what this entire episode is about.
What did he say?
He told me this is a monument from the archaeological department. He called it a Bauddha stupa.
Bauddha, that is the classical term for Buddhist, right?
Exactly, I asked him directly, is it a Buddha stupa? And he corrected me, Bauddha stupa. Bauddha is how it was referred to in ancient times. Buddha is just the modern English form.
So about a stupa, on the same hill as the Ashokan Edict and the Shiva temples.
On the very same hill, and then he said something that stopped me completely.
What did he say?
He said, in those days, people here used to sell muttu, ratna, vajragalu, pearls, gems, diamonds.
Pearls, gems, and diamonds, on this hilltop.
He called it a marukate, a marketplace. This hilltop was a marketplace for pearls, gems, and diamonds.
Wait, so this Bauddha stupa has a connection to the marketplace too?
I asked him exactly that. What do people call this stupa today? He said, today people call it Suli Dibba.
Suli Dibba, what does that mean?
I asked him the same thing, and his answer is the whole point of this episode, Akul. He said the Bauddha stupa from those times, today's people have named it Suli Dibba.
So people forgot it was a Bauddha stupa entirely, they just see a mound now and gave it a new name.
Completely forgot, Suli Dibba is just a generic word for a mound, a heap. A 2000-year-old Bauddha stupa, reduced to that mound over there.
The Lipi is the stupa itself, the Nambika renamed it and lost the meaning.
That is exactly the pattern, Akul, across this entire series.
Okay, let us put this together. A Bauddha stupa, a marketplace for pearls, gems, and diamonds. Two Shiva temples, an Ashokan edict, all on one hilltop.
Now ask yourself, does that sound like a remote deserted hill?
No, that sounds like one of the busiest places in the region.
An emperor does not climb a hill for an hour to leave a message nobody will read. Ashoka placed his edict where people already were, where they gathered, where they traded,
Maximum footfall, maximum eyeballs.
like putting a billboard at the busiest marketplace in the kingdom.
Not a remote hilltop at all, the opposite, the center of everything.
And remember, Ashoka himself was Bauddha, yet converted to Buddhism. A Bauddha emperor placing his message at a site with a Bauddha stupa in the middle of a gem trading hub.
Every piece fits the religion, the economics, the geography. You mentioned monks traveling from here to Sri Lanka. Is that connected to?
It is Akul. Buddhist monks from this region travel to gatherings in Sri Lanka. A Bauddha stupa on a hill that sat on a gem trading route with monks traveling onward to the island.
Trade routes and religious networks running through the exact same hilltop.
This place was once as rich and connected as Hampi was in its golden age.
That is a big claim.
Think about what we have found across this series: temples, a marketplace, a Bauddha stupa, gems and diamonds being traded, monks traveling onward to Sri Lanka, an imperial edict.
All at a site that today takes an hour to climb and has no houses at the bottom.
The site did not become unimportant, the site became forgotten.
So let us reframe everything from episode 1 onwards with this new understanding.
Brahmagiri, not the middle of nowhere, it had a name: Isila, officials, administrators. Siddapura, not empty farmland, a destination with built stone steps 2 kilometers from Brahmagiri. Jatinga-Rameshwara, not a deserted hill, Isilapatna, a marketplace, a Bauddha stupa, temples.
Three sites, all thriving, all connected, all along the same river.
And all three are deserted today. The edicts did not move, Akul, the people did.
The places became remote after the people left. The places themselves never changed.
That is the sentence I want every listener to sit with. The places became remote. The edicts stayed exactly where they always were.
Which brings up the obvious next question, why did everyone leave?
We touched on this in episode 1. The Jangihalla River, also called the Sannahagari, dried up or weakened over time. No river, no trade route, no marketplace. The town empties out.
And once the town empties, the memory empties too.
Within a few generations, nobody remembers there was ever a marketplace here. The Bauddha stupa becomes Suli Dibba. Isilapatna becomes just a hill with some old temples.
Lipi survives in stone. Nambika does not survive the silence.
Unless someone climbs the hill, finds the guide, and asks the right questions.
Nagendra, what is next? Is there more to this marketplace story?
There is always more, Akul, but the next episode goes somewhere completely different. We are going back to where this whole series began.
Brahmagiri.
Brahmagiri, but not for the edict this time. For the question we have never actually answered, why is it called Brahmagiri at all?
What does Brahma have to do with that hill?
That question takes us back further than Ashoka, further than the marketplace, further than anything in this series so far.
How far back are we talking?
Far enough that I'm not going to say it out loud right now. Episode 7.
You are doing it again.
I absolutely am. Thank you for today, Akul. This episode answered a question I've been carrying since the very first recording. It feels good to finally say it out loud.
That is time lens. If this changed how you see these hills, share it. Brahmagiri, Siddapura, Jatinga-Rameshwara deserve to be remembered. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and YouTube. Find us on Instagram for the visual reels that go with each episode. Links in the show notes. We will see you at episode 7.